Hey Leah, this is John West Coast Connects. We reached out yesterday and spoke to you, promised this free video, so here it is. I'm going to keep things really short and sweet. Just want to show you three tips that you guys can do to really maximize your traffic online. So with that, let me get started. Love kind of how you have this set up in terms of, a lot of ways to convert here. You have your virtual chat. You have, your two locations. You have your email, contact us form, or to your contact page right here. So there's a lot of places and ways to convert free estimate right here at the top. So a lot of good things in terms of maximizing conversions. The one thing I would say, and I looked through your site pretty extensively, and I was looking at what you're ranking for. You are ranking for your name, which you've obviously built up quite a reputation because you have a lot of volume for your particular name, and you're ranking #1. A lot of stuff with consultants and Carolining Roofing, but beyond that, you're not ranking very high for what we would call like buyer intent keywords. So like residential roofing, Charlotte, North Carolina is a buyer intent type of keyword. So it's something that if somebody was to not know your name or know who to go after, if they just wanted to search for a roofing company, this might be something that they search for. And so those are the type of keywords that you want to potentially rank for. And, looking at the volume in Charlotte alone, over 8,000 searches a month for roofing of some sort, roofing companies, roof repair, roofing specialists. So there's a lot of volume to be had there for, in Charlotte. And I know you obviously do a lot of different areas. So my first tip would be to add location pages. Starting with the bigger location areas, and then kind of working toward some of the smaller ones. Because even if I go into service areas and you talk about roofing services and remediation services, and you have a list of all the areas in which you do work. But what would be better for you in terms of ranking and getting this volume is to build these pages out specifically. And so you can have a service page like this that has a list of all the location areas you work in, and then you can have remediation services. You can actually have two pages, one for remediation services in these areas, and then these all link to pages, and then roofing services in these areas, and these all link to pages. So your site could potentially be massive. The same thing with fire. But I think those location pages are going to be what brings you a lot of volume there too. So, like if you had a Charlotte roofing page, you can go after a lot of this volume here. So that would kind of be my first tip, is to really, add location pages and really build out those location pages for all, the areas in which you work. So that would be tip #1. Tip #2 would be just to, you know, really put your name out there in a lot of different ways. And what I'm talking about is when someone searches roofing companies, Charlotte, North Carolina, there is a lot of ways people can convert from this search. The first is local ads. And local ads are a great way to pull in traffic. They're Google guaranteed, so Google's willing to back them with money, and it gives people a peace of mind. They do convert at a high rate. They are kind of expensive. Each lead is kind of expensive, but they do usually convert at a high rate versus Google ads, which usually show up below that. They tend to convert at a lower rate, but they do end up, you can kind of build those out yourself. They end up being pretty big and for the most part, and even though they don't convert at necessarily a high level, they're seen by a lot of people. So that's always pretty good. And then these Google business profiles, they can pull a lot of traffic. I've seen them pull 40+% of the search volume on any given page. And so having your Google business page or profile ranking is really important. There's a couple ways you can, or I mean, obviously there's a lot of ways in which to really build that up. You want to add photos that are geotagged. You want to post regularly, getting as many 5-star ratings as possible, putting as much information there as possible. All that definitely helps. And then ranking organically, which would be my third tip. So second tip, really put yourself out there in a lot of different places. If you're number one here, you're number one in Google, or you're running an ad, you're number one in the map pack, and you're number one organically, you're going to pull as much traffic as possible. My third tip would just be to continue to strengthen your site. So again, if we're talking about adding location pages and really building out your site to be a massive site, you definitely want to strengthen that site so that you can be found. And how you do that is by adding referring domains that send back links back to your site that strengthen your site. So you do have 62 referring domains, 34 are do follow links, which are strengthening your site. So that's pretty good. You are, ranking in 84 keywords. We went through some of them. Looking at your competition, this is Baker. Obviously, they're huge. They've got a massive site, locations in 6 or 7 different states, and this is just one of their back pages. So you can see they're getting a lot of power from their homepage, but this is kind of what you want to build your entire site to. It is kind of where it's so strong that each page is getting a lot of power from the homepage. And even though they only have 8 do follow links, they are ranking really high. They're ranking for a lot of keywords, a lot more than you. And as you can see, they're getting like 8 or 9 times the amount of traffic that you're getting. So, this is obviously a long play, but this is something that you can definitely do and build out and, really build your site into something massive. So I hope this has been helpful and informative. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Would love to get your feedback on the video. But with that, have a great day and God bless.